Imagine standing at the edge of life and death, staring into the darkness of human suffering, yet daring to ask, what makes us human? Fyodor Dostoevsky, 1821 to 1881, did exactly that. One of the greatest novelists in history, his life and works probed the human soul, full of doubt, passion, morality, and redemption. But his own life was as turbulent and fascinating as his novels. Dostoevsky was born in Moscow in 1821, the second of 7 children. His father, a strict and sometimes harsh doctor, ran the household with discipline, while his mother died when he was young. Early exposure to both authority and law shaped his sensitivity to human suffering and moral conflict. As a boy, he was drawn to literature, reading voraciously and beginning to write early. The young Dostoevsky was introspective and imaginative, traits that would later define both his personal life and literary voice. Dostoevsky initially studied engineering, but soon abandoned it for literature. He moved to St. Petersburg, navigating poverty, health struggles, and the lively intellectual circles of the city. In 1846, he published Poor Folk, a novel about human hardship and compassion, which earned him recognition. Even in his early works, his fascination with morality, suffering, and the human condition was evident. In 1849, Dostoevsky's life changed dramatically. Arrested for participating in a group discussing progressive ideas, he was sentenced to death. At the scaffold, a last-minute reprieve spared him, and his sentence was commuted to 4 years of hard labor in Siberia. Life in the prison camp was harsh, grueling work, severe weather, and strict supervision. Yet Dostoevsky found deep insights in suffering, forming friendships and observing human resilience. These experiences shaped his understanding of morality, freedom, and redemption, themes that would define his later works. After his release, Dostoevsky returned to St. Petersburg a changed man. Physically weakened, but spiritually and intellectually enriched. He married and had children, but personal hardships continued: financial instability, gambling addiction, and epilepsy. Despite these challenges, he continued writing, producing novels that fused psychological depth with philosophical inquiry. His personal struggles made him uniquely attuned to human vulnerability, compassion, and the struggle between good and evil. Dostoevsky's novels reflect the man himself, his questions about life and morality born from lived experience. Free will and responsibility in crime and punishment, Raskolnikov's moral dilemmas illustrate that we cannot escape the consequences of our choices, reflecting Dostoevsky's belief in personal responsibility. The nature of evil. Evil is internal, not abstract. His exile and observations of human behavior informed works like the Brothers Karamazov, where characters wrestle with conscience, doubt, and rebellion. Redemption through suffering. In both life and literature, he saw suffering as a path to growth. Prince Mishkin in The Idiot embodies moral integrity and compassion, qualities Dostoevsky valued in himself and others. Faith and doubt. Having faced hardship, Dostoevsky explored belief and skepticism, showing that wrestling with doubt is essential to understanding truth and morality. By linking philosophy directly to his life experiences, his works become living reflections of the man behind them. Dostoevsky died in 1881, leaving a legacy that transcends literature. Philosophers, psychologists, and writers, from Nietzsche to Freud to Camus, drew on his insights into the human soul. His life reminds us that the human spirit is resilient, that suffering can illuminate truth, and that empathy, moral courage, and reflection are vital to our existence. Fyodor Dostoevsky's story teaches us to confront our darkest fears, question the meaning of life, and embrace the complex, often paradoxical nature of being human. If you found inspiration in Dostoevsky's life and insights, subscribe to explore more stories of history's greatest thinkers, writers and visionaries who dared to illuminate the human spirit.